Yeah.
So what happened in the field was that right across, the Pinot wasn't ready. There was 2 blocks that we picked from, the 115 and the 777, and the Pinot wasn't ready, but the Chardonnay blocks in the neighborhood had some pretty serious botrytis mold factor. And, we were checking it like every 48 hours. Eric got up. It was Eric's turn Monday morning. He gets out there at, 7:30, and he's like, the vineyard has blown up. It's like, get Mike out here right now. I call Mike.
Blown up as in...
Blown up as in, there is significant botrytis. I would say it would be unsortable botrytis in this vineyard. And so, Mike comes out and we're standing there and we're all looking at each other and, we're on the hook for about 10 or 12 tons of fruit. And that's just the start of the problem for those of you who understand how winemaking works. The cost of the fruit is just the start of the problem. And, it's like Eric and I kind of powwow. I'm like, what are we going to do? He's like, I don't know. I'm like, well, although Mike's like, yeah, take it if you want to. We didn't feel comfortable with just saying, we're going to walk away. So
you
looked at it as
and just eat the price. Is that what you're saying?
No, the Sanjak, the way
how does he work? I mean, okay.
It basically sounds like.
But botrytis isn't his fault. I mean, it's not like
botrytis isn't his fault. It gets into a very tricky gray area. We have a handshake arrangement, and so you have to think. We took a step backwards and we're like, we're going to think win-win and we're going to think long. And so we took all the fruit, and Eric's like, okay, it's a social studies project. Let's see what we can do. And so we made about a 500 or 600 case lot of this wine. I don't have my numbers with me, and it was a great save on Eric's part, frankly, to make this wine from the material that we had. Obviously, we couldn't cold soak it because we immediately needed to hit it with yeast to get it going so that we shut down the mold factor. And you do that by...
You don't need the sulfur. The yeast will take care of that.
We put a little bit of sulfur on just on the transport, but you start the fermentation immediately. Just get the thing going. Hit it with Osmondhausen. Get it going. Get it started to fire. It'll burn. It'll burn all the mold. It'll burn the mold up.
So this is a hot fermentation, relatively warm fermentation.
Well, we wanted to get it warm to try to burn as much up as possible. But the challenge I have with the wine is I agree with you. I think this wine is a little bit prematurely advanced for where I would personally like it, and that's the challenge that I have it.
But
that's why I rated it.
But you were
that's
more
why I rated
it
as last because I understand what happened, and because
I
know I agree.
Too much.
I know too much, and the reality is that just tasting the wine, and closing my eyes and tasting the wine, I understand.
Okay, and Vale.
Where you all are, right? 06 was such a bear for me. I am responsible for sales, marketing, and operations. This wine was a tougher sell. This wine was lighter in color. It didn't have the color. Obviously, it doesn't have the color of the other four.
You have any more older left?
It looks older, yeah. It looks older.
So, it kind of had an early advance. It didn't quite have the body. It was inconsistent with our 04 and 05, which were a little bit riper and a little bit bigger. But you have to understand. But although in theory that's what we want, and you guys all may like this wine today, I don't know whether you would have bought this wine. 2.5 years
It was not an obvious segue from where you were at in 04 and 05.
That's right.
It was a discontinuity.
It was an outlier.
But do you have any more left?
No.
Okay.
It was an outlier.
I sold it all. I'm a really good salesman.
Whatever caused that mildew.
We like it.
We like it.
Yes, exactly.
You like it.
Well, I think we got rid of the mildew. I think that what you're seeing is a little bit of an underripe, understated style from the vineyard because we didn't get all the hang time we want.
But I like the
and
I liked it.
It was all right.